and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Abigail Carmelim bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. On October 22nd, at the Don Bosco Nyangi Youth Centre, 166 girls and single mothers in need completed their years of vocational training carried out in the branch works Maison Marguerite and Foyer Anarate. 84 of them were trained in cutting and sewing, 49 as hairdressers and beauticians, and 33 in culinary arts. The ceremony began with a mass presided over by Father John Pere Mohima, rector of the work, which was followed by the handover of the vocational placement kit to the newly graduated women. Present were numerous state authorities in charge of vocational training from Labour and Social Affairs, Salesian trainers and lay staff from the NGO VIS. The latter supported the Salesians' effort in training girls as part of the project to eradicate forms of violence against adolescent, young and adult women in vulnerable situations and victims of conflict in Goma. Responding to the invitation of the Rector Major to pray for vocations by asking for the intercession of Saint Artemide Zati, the Salesians of the PLN province prepared bookmarks with the prayer for the intercession of the new saint. Provincial Father Thaddeus Itterich, SDB, in a letter addressed to the Salesians, encourages communities to pray this prayer daily at the end of meditation and to take an additional initiative on the day indicated, example adoration, fasting, etc., for the intention of new vocations to the Salesian family. The material was delivered to Salesians and lay people during the last quarterly retreat dedicated to the figure of the new saint. The World Consultation on Social Communication is taking place in Lisbon, Portugal, bringing together at the Salesian Provincial House some 20 representatives of the communication sector, the Salesian Bulletin and Salesian Publishing Houses for a working meeting and the sharing of experiences. The meeting's official opening took place last October 29 during a moment that brought together the participants and several guests, including the Superior of the St. Anthony Province of Portugal, Father Anibal Mendonca, in a festive evening. After a few words of welcome with which Father Mendonca stressed the great joy of hosting this meeting in Portugal, two musical moments followed featuring Wilson dos Santos, who has been studying piano for 3 years at the Music Centro of the Salesians in Lisbon, and Anais Dias, also a former student of the Lisbon Salesian Music School, who performed a song that is part of her first album. Emphasizing the great work done by each of the participants in the area of communication, Father Gildacio Mendes, General Counsellor for Social Communication, took the opportunity to pay tribute to each of the representatives of the communication sector and the Salesian bulletins from the different regions. 11 members from different regions of the world were honored. At the end of this moment, Zaida Navarrete, communication delegate of the Inter-America region, expressed thanks on everyone's behalf. It is a joy to be able to dedicate my work to the Salesian mission. With the motto, "We want to keep on walking," the IV Provincial Chapter of the Salesians of the Province of South Argentina, ARS, was held from October 24 to 28. Salesians and lay people from all Salesian works of ARS made their discernment and defined the broad lines of animation and governance of the presences in this part of the country. Father Guillermo Tanos, regulator of the provincial chapter, chaired by Father Dario Pereira, ARS Provincial, and Father Francisco Chimento, Secretary General of the provincial chapter, proposed to build and vote on the guidelines for the pastoral animation of the province around 3 dimensions of work: formation, economy of communion and mission, born from the programmatic proposal of the Rector Major following the 28th General Chapter. The effort that was made was to discern the 3 themes together, avoiding isolating them and starting from the reality and daily life of the communities. In relation to the 3 themes, the provincial chapter proposed to achieve 3 objectives: to perceive how the missionary dimension, The economy of community and formation united to pastoral processes are lived together to reflect on the paradigm of interculturality, and Pope Francis thought the economy of community and formation united to pastoral processes, and finally to establish horizons and actions that help form, practice and life mission as an essential and charismatic dimension in a more prophetic pastoral praxis and in an economy that can move towards the community of goods and resources. From October 29 to November 1st, various members of the sector for social communication and representatives of the same sector active in the various Salesian regions gathered in Lisbon to participate in the World Communication Consultation. About 24 representatives from different Salesian regions, exponents of the communication sector, the Salesian Bulletin and Salesian publishing houses gathered for a working meeting and sharing of communication practices in the service of the Salesian mission. In the meeting's opening prayer, Father Galdazio Mendes, General Counsellor for Social Communication, said, "I'm very happy to hold this meeting after 2.5 years without seeing you in person." Father Mendes also recalled the excellent work done by each of those present, as well as the enormous dedication of each of the field of communication. It is a meeting marked by fraternity, rich in the exchange of experiences and significant in the search for new knowledge and practices of communication for the good of everyone's mission to always at the service of young people. Moreover, participants are invited to contribute to a general working document for the sector which aims to explore concepts and processes while creating a common vision. So viewers, with that we have come to the end of today's edition. Till we meet again, thank you for joining us.